We're talking about the Scranton Knights football team. Mike Marichek, the head coach here at Arcaro and Genell. We are right under the Bocce courts outside, so it's a gorgeous day, beautiful night. And Mike, let's talk about this season. You guys have had a lot of success early. Talk about how things went through camp and only one scrimmage this week. What were you feeling after that first scrimmage? Are you guys feeling pretty good, or are you thinking, hey, we got a lot of work to do?
Yeah, it's tough, just getting 1 week. You're so used to going two weeks of doubles, but and then the game. But now it's like you go 1 week and then bang, you're getting ready for the season. So it is tough. But last year was the first year we did it, so we adjusted to it. But it makes you nervous. You don't know what to expect the first week. You're not sure, how our special team's going to be. You really haven't spent much time with that. But I thought the kids came out the first week, and each week we are getting better. But I didn't expect the first week to, the offense was pretty explosive right off the get-go. Next thing you know, I think we had 1 or 2 3-and-outs, and then after that, before you know, we had 30 points on the board. It was, in a matter of 6 or 7 minutes. It was like, holy God, what's going on? But going into it, we kind of. We had an idea that we had some athletes, the point of getting the ball in their hands and let them make plays, and it did happen. So that's where we're at right now. The key, I think, offensively, as you said, just let the kids, our athletes, get the ball, get it in their hands, and make plays, and we've been doing that so far.
Oh, there's enough athletes there that are doing great things. But one in particular, everybody seems to be talking about, the Harvick Kid.
Unbelievable. 3 years. I've been battling 3 years with this kid, trying to get him out. I knew he was an athlete. I saw him, in track. I watched him play basketball, and he's good. And all that. So I said, just getting him on the field. Just getting him on the field. Finally, he said, "Yep, I want to play. I really want to play." And the first week of practice, he did some things. You saw it. And then our first scrimmage, he made two or three. He touched the ball 2 or 3 times. He scored twice. So we're like, wow, this kid's special. And then just the first game comes around, and he made some plays there. And each week, I think he's getting better too, because he's starting to understand what it's about. Everybody was worried about him, how physical he's going to be. Well, you know what? When the time comes, he has to put his head down. He's pretty physical. And defensively, we're spot using him. But the other day, a couple of times he comes up, he's filling, he's hitting. It's like, you know what? He has something special. He has things. I'm not teaching him that. He has what it takes. So he's a tremendous football player.
Mike, let's talk a little bit about him being on the radar. I mean, he's being looked at, I'm sure, for some other sports now. All of a sudden, a couple weeks of football, he's on the football radar.
Yes, he is. And in particular, is Penn State has contacted me already, and I've contacted them. The reason is when he was a sophomore, trying to get him out for football. They come in, they want to see Jacob Watts. They're there talking, and I said, this is a great opportunity. He was in the, he was in the gym, I said, come for me for a walk. So we go down, and I talk to him, and he says, is that the kid that does the high jump, the long jump, the triple jump? I said, yes. I said, do me a favor, talk to him, see what he can do. So he talked to him. So over the summer, I contacted him, say, hey, he's playing football, and he's special. 1 week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, I just get a text today. They want him to go down to see Indiana and be as a recruit. They want to see him on the sideline. So that has happened. We reached out to a couple other teams, and now I'm getting calls and contacts. They want to know more about this kid. I think someone's looking at the highlights on, and he is making some things. And he's 6'3", 195 pounds. You look at him on the field, pretty impressive. And and some of the plays he makes, he's pretty impressive. So he is on the radar, and I'm hoping for that type, the kid, and I think he's starting to understand. I know his first love is basketball, and then I think track. He's a Division I athlete. Now, after seeing him 4 weeks into the season, which isn't that long, I think he can play football at the Division I level. So special kid, and I hope good things for him.
Let's talk about some of the other guys around him and other weapons and things that other guys are doing there on the offensive end. Again, you're saying you're putting up points.
Yeah, Reese Green. I mean, great football tailback. We got him from Abington 2 years ago. He was down. He lived in Scranton the whole time. He moved up with his grandma in Abington, and then somehow ended up back here. Ended up on our lap last year, and had a great year. But I haven't seen a kid in the off season work as hard as him, and in the weight room and some of the other things he's doing. I mean, he's breaking tackles. In the first game, he broke a couple tackles, made tremendous runs. So he's being really good, tough this year. Robbie Mcandrew, our quarterback's making some great plays. Good athlete. You got a point guard in basketball, a shortstop in baseball. Good athlete. He's your quarterback. You're expecting him to make plays. Rado Brown, another kid on the offensive side of the ball, quick. He's making some plays. There's another kid that we had in the beginning of the season that, right now he had an injury. It was the Dickey kid. He played a half of a game. He was making some plays for us, as a whole. And I'm kind of happy with the offensive line. I said early on, in the early reports to you and some of the newspapers, if our offensive line gets better each week, we're going to be pretty tough. And I think each week they're getting better. Guys like Jake Jones, who's our offensive guard, our center, who's a little undersized. These guys are, they're doing a nice job up front. And I think the key is we're looking at it as some teams are going to be bigger than us, but if we spread them out, they're able to have angles and get better, be able to get in better position to make blocks. So overall, I'm very happy with the way the kids are playing.
When you're outscoring guys, the folks say, hey, we got to keep scoring points. Defensively, you're letting up some points, but talk about things that you see a little bit of improvements each week, I'm sure, and what you like to do as the season goes on here.
And you look at, we are giving up a lot of points, but you know what? After watching film, you see the game happen, you say, boy, I can't believe we gave up all these points or whatever. But what's happening is it's the little things, alignments. And you're just 2 yards deeper in the backfield where you should be at the heel. The little things like that are all correctable, and they are. They're from week 1 to where we're at. Yes, we are getting better, and I expect us to get better and better. And another kid, a guy that's doing well is we have 6 or 7 sacks is Nassim Fuller, who's having a nice year for us, and our linebackers are playing well. So but we a couple of kids are banged up in the secondary, so that's a concern of mine.
West Scranton this weekend. Always a lot of emotions with this game, and West Side will bring their best. So, you guys will have to be ready to play like any other week.
Oh, our hands are going to be full. I don't care. They're 0-4. We're 4-0. It doesn't matter. It's a rival week. They have everything to gain from this, and I think they're going to be ready to play. Brian's a very good football coach, and these kids are going to be ready. And no matter when we play, I don't care if we're, 0-4, you don't know what's going to happen in this game. So, it's up in the air. I just, and the kids understand this. I've been pounding them all week about it. You got to keep your focus. You got to understand this is, not just our rival game. It's an important game for us, and it's the next step because it's the next game in our, in our fifth game of the season already.
Mike Mcandrew from the Scranton Knights here at Arcaro and Genell. Appreciate your time. Best of luck this weekend.
All right, thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Nassim Fuller is with us from the Scranton Knights here on the John Mendola Show at Arcaro and Genell here at the beautiful Bochy Courts. And you're a senior, Nassim, so let's talk a little bit about your experience so far this year. A great start at 4-0.
Yeah, it's a great start at 4-0 because this is your senior year. You gotta play your hardest because you're not gonna have another year like this. And I'm just happy to be a part of the team that's 4-0 right now.
You guys are scoring some points. Defense, coach says you're doing a pretty good job, and although you guys are giving up some points, he says, hey, we're trying to improve a little bit each week. So talk about you on the defensive front, what you're trying to help out and do to stop some teams or slow them down.
On the defensive front, I'm trying to cause turnovers, cause havoc on the backfield to give our offensive guys a break. So our offense can go out there and score. And stop the other team so we can keep putting points on the board.
He says you're pretty good at getting after that quarterback. Talk a little bit about being able to track down that quarterback and get some sacks.
Yeah, that's the best thing on defense is being just getting sacks. It's no better feeling than getting sacks. Just getting sacks, having I think 6 or 7 would be that's phenomenal about me. And I'm just happy to keep going.
As far as what you think is helping you with those sacks, quick first step, physical, some good moves you learned up front. What are some things you think is able to get you to that quarterback?
Knowing their snap count and then having to move in mind to get past them, and then my speed. Some of the offensive tackles in this league can't block me because they're a little too slow. So just knowing the snap count.
That's what we like to hear. You're a track guy as well. Tell us about what you do there.
This would be my first year doing track. I'll be throwing. I don't know what I'll be throwing yet. I think I'll be doing triple jump too. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing track.
You got a big family, and you're the oldest, so talk a little bit about how you influence your family.
Yeah, being oldest, and my parents and my siblings come to all my games. So I just like to be the big brother, the big hero, watch them influence my brother to be joining the freshman team next year. So I'll be looking forward to go to.
And I'm sure you're the hero to them, so what do you try to do to be a good role model?
Be a good role model. I show them what I do on the field, then off the field as well, keeping your grades up, staying out of trouble, little things like that.
Talk about working in the classroom, carrying about a 3.0 grade point average. You like social studies. Is there a favorite teacher you like, or a subject that you've really liked over the years?
Yeah, I'll say the teacher. I loved having Mr. Beamer. Because he really taught it to me, and then we had fun doing it. So yeah, that would be social studies would be my favorite subject.
Nice to hear. The next step for you is try to head to college. You have an idea on where? Close, far away? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. I'm not afraid to travel. I like to stay home, stay close at home.
And of course, you really look up to your dad, Von Miller. A couple of the people in your life. Tell us a little bit about your dad.
My dad is the reason I came to play football, because I didn't live out Scranton. This is like my second year living out here. So my dad, like, I've been playing football since I was 8, and my dad been like a big influence in my life is football as an athlete too. So I just try to be like better, get myself better every day.
And the biggest rival you guys have is West Scranton, and that just happens to be the next game. So
Yeah.
what are you expecting against the Invaders? Although they're 0-4, you're 4-0.
I'm expecting big things, because like around here, this is like a Super Bowl to them. Like, they're 0-4, we're 4-0, and like the records don't matter. This is going to be a real heavy fought game.
Well, it's great to catch up with you, Nassim, and we wish you the best and continue getting to that quarterback, all right?
Thanks.
Talking Scranton Knights football here at Arcaro and Genell, and Robbie Mcandrew, the quarterback. He's the senior, is with us. And Robbie, let's talk about the success so far for you guys. You guys a little bit surprised at the 4-0 start?
Maybe like a little bit, but it's definitely a great start, because we haven't started like this in like the last 5 years, and just definitely a great way to start a season 4-0, doing a lot of things right, and our whole team, they're all coming together really well.
You feel fortunate to have the weapons that you have, because you really have some guys that you could distribute the ball to. You gotta feel pretty good. Hey, I know something big may happen here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel confident in all my receivers. Like whoever I get the ball to, they can do a lot of damage in open space. So I just know whoever I throw to, I know they'll do like great things with the ball.
Coach mentioned that the offensive line seems like they're playing a little bit better each week. What have you noticed about some guys up front? And give us some names of some of those guys you think are playing well right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Since week 1, they definitely improved a lot from week 4. Like a lot more time, especially like our center stepping up, Big Anthony Morrow. He's doing a really good job, and our right guard Jake Jones is doing. They're really all getting a real good push off the ball this year.
How about your skill set? Let's talk about what you think you bring to the table there at Scranton.
Oh, we have so much skill. It's unbelievable. Like, we can do so many things. We have a really good running back, Reese Green. He can do a lot of damage in open space. He's hard to take down. And then we have Kieran Harbin. He's an outstanding receiver. He catch the ball, jump up for it, catch lightning speed. We just have so much skill. It's unbelievable. And like Rotto Brown also, he can do a lot of damage in open space.
You're a sport guy, man. Baseball, basketball, football, you love it. Talk about being busy and just being involved.
Oh yeah, it's just, I don't know, I just like staying busy. I hate having downtime, and then I just like always moving on to the next sport. When I'm done with the one, I'm ready for the next one.
Spanish club, something you're involved with? Talk about just trying to do something.
Yeah, something little in school. I just help out a little bit, do whatever I could to stay active.
Of course, a solid student with that 3.0, and you're hoping to maybe take the next step and play a sport in college. So talk about some of the things you're thinking of doing. Do you have a sport you picked out yet, or you're waiting to see?
I'm really not sure yet, but I'm definitely leaning towards either football or baseball, but I don't know. If anything helps with basketball too, I'm open for everything.
How about as far as the folks and getting after you and making sure you're doing the right stuff in the classroom or on the field?
Oh yeah, it's definitely big. All my teachers help me out whenever they could. If I need help with something, my parents are a big thing too. They always help me out about getting all my work done, like homework.
Just staying busy, right?
Yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of luck this week, West Scranton. That's going to be fun, huh?
Yeah, a big rivalry, always a fun game.
Robbie Mcandrew from the Scranton Knights here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire Service. Jake Jones is with us from the Scranton Knights football team. And Jake, let's talk a little bit about your role on the team. What's Coach Marechek expect of you?
Well, I play a middle linebacker and guard for Scranton, so I've been a 3-year starter at guard, and I've been paving the way for Reese this year and all the guys in the backfield, keeping Robbie safe to deliver the balls. Like, the athletes we have like Kieran, so it all starts up front. And on defense, I'm the anchor of the defense. I started last year, and I actually got hurt last year. So this year I trained a lot in the off season. And now I'm playing pretty good now, so
who you liking over there on the defensive side of the ball that you feel is making some plays? Coach said, hey, we got to start making more plays, but he feels like there's been slight improvements each week.
Yeah, definitely. There's improvements each week. Reese Green, not only does he get it done on offense, he gets it done on defense. Nas Fuller, our D-end, he's an animal. And then even Kieran, he could come on either side of the ball and make plays for us too, which is great. It's great to have athletes like that.
Senior class president, that's a A little bit of pressure, I'm sure, at a big high school like Scranton, honor society. So talk a little bit about that leadership role that you have in the classroom, in your school.
Yeah, well, I take my grades just as serious as I take football. That's one thing my parents always taught me since I was a little kid. And, you know, I really didn't plan on running for class president, but I did it and I won. And so now, it's awesome. I really like it.
Talk about you have a couple siblings. They're younger, so they look up to you.
Yeah, definitely.
And talk about what that relationship's like. It always gets a little better as you get a little older.
Yeah. Well, my brother, he's about 15. He plays football and basketball, and he's pretty gifted. Even at a young age, I could tell he works hard. And my sister, she dances and she sings, and you know, it's just we're a great happy family, you know.
3.5 grade point average, so you get the job done in the classroom. How about history? Talk about you know, whether it's a teacher or the subject matter, it's something you've enjoyed over the years.
Yeah, well, I would like to say, you know, in history, all my history teachers I've had at Scranton have all been really great teachers, and I just really enjoyed it. It was one of my things that really showed to me that was one of my favorites.
Playing sports in college at that next level, something that you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Does it matter where it's at? You're looking far away, close, or just somewhere you feel that's the right fit?
Somewhere I feel that's the right fit, you know.
Talk about not taking them lightly.
Yeah, but they're definitely a big physical football team again. They're going to try and run the ball at us, but you know, I think we've been having a really good week of practice this week, and I think we'll be ready. So it should be a fun game.
Jake, we wish you the best. Great to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Reese Green joining us from the Scranton Knights. He is a senior. And Reese, let's talk a little bit about your role this year on the team. What's Coach Marechek expect of you?
He just expects me to be a leader, I guess you could say. Come out every game, positive, getting the team hype, working hard, in and out, every play, practice and everything.
A lot of weapons this year. You happen to be one of them. Let's talk about the ability to throw and run the ball. That's a nice thing to have, and it's been effective 4-0.
Yeah, hard to stop actually. We have Kieran Harbin, Rotto Brown, a lot of weapons on the team, and it helps out a lot. It's hard to game plan against.
How about the offensive line? Coaches mentioned the improvement. What have you seen up front?
From like the start of the year to now, they improved a lot. They became more comfortable, like getting off the ball. Like as a team, we came together a lot.
As far as overall defensively, talk about your role there. And Coach is saying, I think we're getting a little better. You guys are giving up some points, but what are you seeing from your free safety position?
I see we come out really strong. We just got to keep the foot on the pedal. Like we keep it on our offense, we just got to do it on defense also.
How about some players flying around defensively that you
Jake
noticed?
Jones, he's a great player. James Vieira, Nakazi Terry, he's a great player too.
Well, it's nice to hear that your guys flying around there defensively. You also do track and field. Talk about the events you compete in there.
I run in the 200 meter, the 400 meter, and I long jump.
There's some other track and field guys here as well. So you guys able to do football and track, and everybody's got a different skill set. Talk about, you know, having that skill set and then being able to bond with those guys and know everybody's got their own little niche.
Yeah, well, Kieran Harbin, he's amazing at the jumps, and we just it all comes together like as a team, and like it makes us bond better, I guess you could say, since we do the same sports.
Spanish club, class secretary, a couple things you're involved with there at Scranton. I talk about what that's like, a different leadership role.
Yeah, I just like leadership, I guess you could say. I like being a part of everything, like in the class, outside the class. It's a great feeling.
Older sister Mackenzie, how about your relationship with her?
We're really close, actually. Like, I tell her everything, she tells me everything. I love her.
As far as social studies and history, a couple, things.
I actually want to go to college for education and like teach for history, actually. So.
Nice. 3.5 grade point average. So you're a serious student. Talk about what it's like to be dedicated in the classroom like you are.
You just got to study and work hard in the classroom just like you work hard in football.
You like to play a sport in college too, huh?
Yeah, I want to play football actually. So hopefully I'm just working hard. Hopefully it works out that way.
And as far as school, close to home, far away, does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter actually. Wherever I can get a scholarship, hopefully, just keep working hard.
How about the support at home with the academics and the athletics? Talk about the family.
Well, my mom, Stacy Green, and my dad, Greg Green, they're really supportive, and they like support me on everything I do. I love them so much.
It's great to hear. You got great support. And, of course, the Scranton Knights faithful all rooting you on as well, Reese. We wish you the best the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Anthony Morrow joining us. He's a senior with the Scranton Knights. And,
How you doing?
good. It's a big week.
Yeah, big week.
West Scranton is always a great rivalry. Talk about what you're looking forward to against the Invaders.
Just a totally different environment at these games. That's about all I can say. It's going to be a tough game.
Can't take them lightly, right?
Can't take them lightly.
How about the line? You play center, and everybody's saying, hey, our line is doing a little bit better. What have you seen up front from you guys?
I thought we did a lot better than everybody thought we would. Right side strong, left side strong, can run up the middle, pretty much do everything.
How about things that you think you're doing well as the center, whether it's you have good feet, you have good leverage, you're strong, you hit the weight room pretty hard, you have good positional blocking. Talk about what coaches are telling you that you're doing right.
They just said I'm doing good. They said I'm not really messing up anything. I learned my plays, everything you can ask for.
That's all you like to hear. How about some of the weapons? I'm sure from time to time you get to peek up and say, hey, there goes another guy for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's a pretty great feeling if you ask me. We have Reese Green, Robbie Mcandrew, both pretty key players. Kieran can pretty much catch anything.
Ball could go around to a lot of people.
Ball can go on anybody.
How about you have a couple of siblings and they're younger, so talk about them looking up to you, I'm sure.
They just look up to me. I help them with their homework. They're pretty much my biggest supporters at the games.
Yelling that name out. They call you Anthony, Tony. They have a nickname for you?
Just Anthony.
Just Anthony. As far as the life after high school, here your senior year, you're thinking either military or trade school. What's your thought process about that next step?
My older cousin Jimmy, he went to the Marines. He's pretty much loving it there, and I just kind of want to follow in his footsteps, be a diesel mechanic there.
Awesome. And as far as life at Scranton High, talk about what it's like being whether it's you're in the classroom or you're doing athletics or maybe you're in the stands at a basketball game rooting on the guys. What's it like to be a Knight?
It's great. I couldn't picture myself in any other school.
How about the 4-0 start for you guys? Some people really surprised by that.
Yeah.
Are you that surprised, or you're kind of like, hey, I thought we'd be pretty good?
I kind of saw it from the start. I knew we were solid. I knew we were solid up front. Everywhere we have a lot of speed. That's about it.
How about the hanging out with these guys? Looks like a pretty fun group.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship do you guys have?
We actually have a really good relationship. Pretty big characters we got over there.
Well, we wish you the very best, of course,
thank you.
down the road, and good luck in your future endeavors with the military.
All right, thank you.
Kieran Harbin joining us. He is a senior for the Scranton Knights football team and Scranton Knights football team. That's something we haven't really heard before with your name, but we've heard track and field, we heard basketball, and everybody in the world, I think, is pretty excited to see you play football, but maybe nobody's more excited than you are. Talk about what this first 4 games, only 4 games, but they've been pretty darn exciting for you.
Yeah, this football season is exciting, coming into the season 4-0. So we have a really good start. We're all happy to keep playing, and hopefully we're going to keep our undefeated record. But me personally, it was real fun for me to come out my senior year and play with a lot of my old teammates from Pee Wee, and just to be back on the field it's fun.
You've probably heard some of the phrases already when you're doing stuff, whether the word is freak or whatever, but they're all good words they're using about you. Talk about some of the plays you've been able to make. They've been pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, the plays, some of the plays that I make, my man Robbie Mcandrew, my quarterback, he just puts the ball in the right position, and I was blessed with big hands, so I just go up and I catch, and I don't know, I'm just having fun.
Hey, just show those hands up by your face right now, just so we see how big they are. They're catching some great balls. How about some of the other weapons on the team this year?
Yeah, we got a lot of weapons. On offense, we have Reese Green at running back, crazy in the backfield. We have Rob McAndrew at quarterback. He's dynamite at quarterback. He puts the ball wherever you need it. On our line, we have Nas Fuller. That's my boy. He kills up on defense on the defensive end. We got Jake Jones at linebacker. Anything in the middle, he kills. We have a lot. Rado Brown. Let me think.
Going down that list, it's getting deep.
Yeah, because our whole team is just weapons everywhere. We all trust each other, and we just get the job done.
How about putting up the points you guys have put up? Everybody a little surprised. Coach Radchak's like, yeah, we're putting up some points. This feels pretty good, but even the guys are like, it's feeling a little better as the season goes on. And it's nice to see a lot of offense.
Yeah, it is, and it's fun. You know, we're just out there having fun with each other, like I said before. Rob puts the ball in the right spot, and Reese, he's just crazy in the backfield. Offense is fun, so we like to put up numbers.
Well, you're a guy that now is a three-sport guy, basketball and track and field, and I'm guessing that whatever you're doing, whether you're playing badminton or tennis or basketball or track, you're just loving competing against people. Talk about what it's like when you're playing that sport.
For basketball, you know, basketball has always been the love of my life. I don't know, I have fun when I'm on the court. Like, there's just no better feeling. Track, you know, on the runway, it's just you on the runway, so, you know, that's just a good feeling. But football, it's different. Being on the field again, you know, from me being younger, it's kind of like I belong. It kind of just feels like this is where I'm supposed to be, and it's just a lot of fun.
How easy is it with that hair, man? That's a big hair you got.
I know. During the games, I just put it down the ponytail.
All right. How about in tracks? It get in the way there?
Nah, in track, it's behind me. It flows with the wind, so that's pretty cool.
That's what I like to hear. You got a big family, so talk about being the big dog in the family and people looking up to you.
I'm the oldest. You know, I have 2 sisters and a little brother. One is in high school now, is a freshman. She's pretty good at track, and I have 2 younger coming up. And they look up to me a lot. You know, my dad, he pushes me a lot. He tells me, you know, stay out of the streets. You don't want to get on the wrong path with the wrong kids. And he pushes me hard, and, you know, I look up to him as a father, and I want my siblings to look up to me like I look up to him. So
awesome to hear. Law is one of your favorite subjects. Talk about what you enjoy about that, and who teaches them.
Mr. Scott, you know, Mr. Scott's class is real fun. I have him for first period. Usually a first period class, you know, you're all drowsy and sleeping, but in his class, it's different. He keeps it live, and he keeps it a lot of fun, so I just like the energy that's in that class.
Carrying a 3.0 in school, so you're doing the job in the classroom. Talk about that, the importance of making sure you're the complete package for that next level.
Student athlete is all it's about, you know. The classwork is where you got to get it done. I found out that the hard way, but classwork is definitely where you got to get it done first, and I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to jump back on the right path.
Got a lot of guys that you look up to, and they all seem to be pretty darn good NFL receivers. So, is that a dream?
It's kind of. It's building into a dream. They're, like you said, they're all great receivers. I just like to look at them and look at what they can do and try to compare myself and duplicate what they do.
West Scranton is next, so you know the phrase "West is best." You're hoping it's not this week. You're hoping it's the Knights. Yeah. But what's this rivalry like for you?
This rivalry travels far. You know, for me, especially, it travels through basketball and track. But on the football field, it's gonna get crazy. You know, the atmosphere is gonna be crazy. There's gonna be a lot of people there. It's 2 teams, 2 good teams. You know, records doesn't mean anything in this right now. It's 2 good teams. We're gonna battle for it, and hopefully, we're just gonna try to get the bell back.
Love the personality, and people are loving what they're seeing on the field right now from you. We wish you the very best the rest of this year.
Appreciate it.